Explosive Hezbollah pagers, coincidence or part of a bigger game? In Beirut, among Hezbollah militants, an unpredictable event occurred. Their old communication devices, pagers, used for encrypted messages, suddenly started exploding during use. This has created a serious threat to the internal organization of the terrorist organization. Pagers, which had long been a part of Hezbollah's secret network, unexpectedly turned into dangerous weapons against their own users. Israel's Mossad intelligence was immediately blamed for the attack, although it remains speculative how they managed to rig such a large number of devices and trigger them to explode simultaneously. Some media outlets reported Israel, through 2 or even 3 shell companies, purchased the pagers in Taiwan and later sold them directly to Lebanon under the guise of a Hungarian firm. However, the day after the explosive pagers, radios and smartphones started detonating, devices far more difficult to rig than simple communication pagers. Has Israel invented the true weapon of the future or not? Meanwhile, Russian state channel First Channel quickly found an American link to the explosions, unsurprisingly exaggerated for the internal audience.
The US and its officials are blatantly lying because there is a fact that a US-affiliated hospital in Beirut seized the pagers from the staff. This shows that the US is acting in its usual role. They are lying. Israel is acting in its usual role. It kills. Muhin told during the broadcast. He also called it one of the largest terrorist attacks in world history, made in a socially dangerous way, throughout and cynical with elements of state terrorism, from the publication on the Insider website.
In other part of the world, on the night of September 18th, over 100 drones attacked a Russian arsenal in the Tver region. This is one of Russia's largest arsenals, storing tens of thousands of tons of ammunition and missiles, including Red rocket systems, S-300 and S-400 air defense missiles. Ballistic Iskander missiles and their North Korean analogs were also stored there. The explosions continued for several days and the fire was visible from satellite images. Due to the detonation of the ammunition, which stored about 30,000 tons, global seismological stations registered an earthquake of magnitude 2.8 points. Judging by the reaction of the Russian media, this strike was indeed very painful and serious. Apart from a few reports of fires and the downing of Ukrainian UAVs, they remained silent.
The fire started as a result of the fall of UAV debris in Toropets, Tver region. All emergency services have rushed to the site. Work is underway to localize the fire, Governor Rudenya said, from the RT Russian Telegram channel.
Given that arsenals usually have protective structures for explosives and shells, we can assume that Ukraine attacked with something more advanced than regular drones. Perhaps this was the first mass use of the mysterious drone missile Palianytsia. According to Ukrainian sources, this strike will have a direct impact on the front lines, as the Russians rely on a wall of fire strategy, which requires superiority in artillery shelling. Tens of thousands of tons of ammunition are now burning and smoldering in the Tver region. Explosions and pops on Russian territory are causing outrage among propagandists, who are openly calling for announcing sabotage and explosions in European countries live on air.
The West needs to understand that if they have been conducting sabotage operations against us for decades, we have the full moral right to respond in kind. If you are stockpiling fuel in your own home to burn down someone else's, don't be surprised when it blows up right in your face.
So Russians are open in their intentions again. They are not waging a defensive war. They have a clear intention to convene subversive activity against the Western countries and NATO alliance as a whole. By doing so, the West has an opportunity. Allow Ukrainian strikes deep into warehouses like in the Tver region and finally stop Russia by pushing it to peace, or to start preparing for Russian diversions and possibly incursions into the territory of the European Union and NATO states. Of course, supported by their propaganda as liberation operations. So stay informed and don't let propaganda win.
We in the game.